So these happened.
Story time on when I went on a date with a married man and didn't find out he was married until the next day.
Ugh.
This guy matched with me on an app. We were talking for like 2 days. He planned a whole date. He picked me up for the date. Like, he came to get me at my apartment complex.
No.
Nothing in his car said wife. Like, he didn't have any inkling, anything. Like, I didn't have any reason to think that this man had a wife, okay? We get to the date and he like warns me beforehand. He's like, oh, hey, sorry, my daughter's texting me. She's just having some issues with the car or whatever. And I'm like, okay, super believable, because I text my dad whenever I have issues with the car. We're on the date, and this was like a 3-part date. Like, this wasn't like a quick like dinner. This wasn't like in a secluded like no. We were like bouncing place to place, and like, if you live in Vegas, like, it's not that big of a city. So this guy literally takes me to a restaurant that he apparently goes to all the time because the whole staff like knew him. He was like greeted at the door, they dabbed him up and everything. He takes me to the bar, we sit, we have drinks at the bar, everything's fine. It's actually like one of the better dates that I had been on. And we go through dinner. He got up twice to take phone calls. The first time he told me it was his daughter with a car problem, and I was like, okay, fair enough, not a problem. The second time he said that it was like, oh, a business partner that had to call him about something, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. This is where the red flags kicked in. He goes, hey, I'm so sorry, I have to go get my daughter. She called me and said that she's stuck at her friend's house, gave me this whole story. I was like, okay. And he goes, but obviously I'm not gonna leave you stranded, I'm gonna Uber you home. And I was like, okay. And I told him, I'm like, hey, like, the only thing is, like, I only take Uber Blacks. Like, I like that there's like extra vetting there. Like, I really do not take regular Ubers, I only take Uber Blacks. I told him before we even went on this date. I was like, hey, if you're gonna send me an Uber, I only take Uber Black. Like, I said that. He goes, orders me the Uber Black. When I get in the car, the name that the Uber says is different from the name that this guy told me that his name was. And I was like, weird. The other thing that I noticed when I got home is that my text bubbles were green, but he had an iPhone in his hand. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, that makes no sense. And then like, I just started like piecing everything together, and I was like, no, like, he has to be married. What 17-year-old girl is like texting and calling her dad all night? None, literally none. What reasoning would you have to have green bubbles if you have an iPhone, unless you're using a texting app? And then the whole Uber thing, I'm like, who the fuck did this guy just say you were? Because that's not the name that's on the app, and that's not the name that I've been calling you all night. Like, what the fuck? So then there's 2 things that I did. The first thing is that I posted him on the T app, which, girls, if you don't have this app, you need it. 1, it's just like super entertaining, and 2, it does actually help you like catch things before you have to deal with this person. So like, if you post this guy and be like, hey, I'm about to go on a date with him, hey, I'm dating him, like, is anybody else dating him? It's basically like an app for always dating the same guy. When I posted him, I got responses immediately. I've worked with him. The last time I checked, the guy had a wife, and like, I got all of this tea. So the next day, he's blowing me up. Like, literally, like, he's texting me, like, and when I'm not responding to him, he's like sending more. He sent 5. So at the 5th text, I just texted him and I said, hey, I have a question. He's like, hey, what's up? Oh my gosh, like, I was wondering what was going on with you. I'm like, are you married? And the guy literally says, technically, yes. What do you mean technically?